Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Hannah. I'm a flight attendant for a major U.S. airline, and today we are starting a 3-day trip. I haven't posted on here in a while. If you're wondering why there haven't been any trip videos lately, that's because I haven't been working. So March was my vacation month, and when we have vacation, we can do what's called bidding low, and basically you get paid for however many vacation days you have. I believe they are worth 4 hours worth of flying, and then they calculate the least amount of hours they can add on top of that to make you reach. You have to at least fly 40, so I ended up flying I think like 45, but obviously didn't actually fly them because 28 of those hours were my vacation. But anyways, they will give you the least amount of hours that they can when you have vacation. So I just haven't been working, and I was planning on maybe trying to do a video on my days off, but I have some life changes that are coming in the next couple months, which I will get into a little bit later in this video. But that's been taking up a lot of my time, and I just didn't have time to also be trying to vlog while I was dealing with some of that stuff. So yeah, we'll get into that a little bit later. It is 10:07. My sign-in is at 10:15, but luckily we have a 5-minute grace period, so I have till 10:20 to get to the airport because I just pulled into the parking lot and all 3 of the shuttles that we usually have that take us to the airport were all here already. I don't know why they get where they're all behind each other, so I have a feeling I'm gonna have to wait a while for a shuttle because they all 3 were right back to back to back, and I was trying to find a parking spot because where I normally park was slam full, so I had to park a little bit farther away. So yeah, oh good, one just pulled up, so maybe we have 4 now instead of 3. So let's get our stuff together, go head into the airport and get this 3 days started. So in my month off, the airport changed where our known crew member is, which is where we go through security. So I was so confused getting into that airport, and then once I finally found the new location and got through, I went to the whole wrong terminal, and I was like, okay, I need to get my life together before I start this trip. But I was position 1. Our first leg was to Tampa. Super easy service. We just do drink service and snack basket, and then I had a little snack myself in between flights. I did warm up my lunch on the flight back to Charlotte. I've been into that protein pasta lately, so I made some of that and then put this pesto parmesan sauce on it. It was so good. But we had this wine on our flight. It was a red wine. If anybody knows what this is, tell me, because people were asking me what the red was, and I said I have absolutely no idea what that is. But we had a 3-hour sit after our turn, so I went down to the crew room, watched House for a little bit, and then a friend of mine brought me dinner, so that was so sweet. So I ate that before it was time to head up to the gate to do our flight to Denver. This flight was a little bit longer than normal because you can see that line of weather we had to go around. So instead of going straight across, we had to go down to Dallas and then up to Denver. So it added about an extra 20 minutes to our flight, but it was okay because I have a lot more service to do up in the front on that flight than I did on our first little turn. So we do our drink service, and then we do warm nuts with the drinks. I go and pick those up, and then it's time for meals. So we had a pasta or a chicken option, and then there were also some extra pre-orders. We also go through with warm bread, but I forgot to show you that. And then we have dessert. And then once that's all finished, it's time to chill, read my book for a little bit, eat my own dinner if I need to, which I didn't need to, but then we made it to Denver and got to see some fun decorations. We just got to the hotel. It's a little bit after 9:30 local time. Denver is 2 hours behind my time, so it's really 11:40 for me. Today's duty day was a little over 12.5 hours, which was a lot, especially since I have not worked in almost a month. That was a long day to kick things back off, but today was our hardest day, at least on paper. Tomorrow is not bad at all. We deadhead our first leg to Dallas, and then we just work one leg to Palm Beach. And then the last day is easy. We just do one leg. So we get the hard day done first, which is what I typically try to do. I want to get the longest day over with when I have the most energy, and then every day let it get a little bit easier so that I'm not just by the end of it like done. So yeah, day one is done. I am tired though, so I'm going to wash my face. I didn't finish the chapter that I was reading on my book, so after I wash my face, I'm going to try to finish that chapter and then call it a night. Our van's not until 1 o'clock tomorrow, so at least I get to sleep in, which I probably won't set an alarm. I'll probably let my body just get the amount of rest that it thinks it needs to get. And then depending on what time I get up in the morning, I may go to the gym. But we'll see. There's not much around this hotel that we're staying at. It's really just like restaurants, and I don't need to go get food because I brought all of my food, so I probably won't go outside of the hotel, but maybe I will go get a little workout in tomorrow if I get up at a decent enough time to do that. But anyways, that is all for day one, guys. I will see you in the morning for day two. Good morning, guys. It is day two. It is very bright. The sun is just starting to rise, and it is coming like straight in through my window. I woke up around 5:45, but it was still dark outside, so I was like, let me just stay in the bed for a little bit. So it's 6:45, and like I said, the sun is just starting to rise, so we have a lot of time that we'll get to kill today. So I'll definitely be going to the gym at some point, but first things first, I am going to go find some ice so that I can have my coffee, and I'll do my devotions while I drink my coffee. And then for breakfast for this trip, I brought these little like Jimmy Dean like chicken sandwiches, or not sandwiches, chicken biscuits. So I'm gonna put one of those in my Hot Logic and let it kind of warm up as I do my devotion. So let's start those little tasks this morning, and then we'll see where the day takes us. Got my coffee, and I just wanted to throw this out there in case, I know there are some flight attendants that follow me on here. I actually ran into one yesterday on one of my flights. Shout out to Marie. It was so nice to meet you and chat with you yesterday. But if you guys are like, how are you bringing your own coffee, or like, what do you do? So for Christmas, I think this was like 2 or 3 years ago, I was just putting like random products on my Amazon list for people, like for my family members. We all still buy each other Christmas gifts, so I was just putting random things on there that they could buy. And I was tired of buying coffee at the airport, and half the time I do early sign-ins, and so the coffee shops, like, I think it's changed a little bit now that flying is a little bit back to normal, but especially like after COVID, like the hours of places in the airport were so weird, and a lot of times before my first flight of the day, no shops were even open to get coffee. So this was my only hope. But basically, this is the bottom part. This is not attached when you brew it, but this is the bottom part, and then there's something that you screw on top of this, like you screw, and it's probably about yay big, and then that part is what brews the cold brew, and then there's a little button on that you can transfer into this cup, but you just take the bottom part, you don't have to take the top part. And this is perfect for me for a 3-day trip, because you know, sometimes these hotel coffee cups are small, like this is teeny tiny, and so I will drink 2 of these. And so 2 here, 2 tomorrow, and that usually gets rid of most of the coffee. Sometimes there's a little bit left, and then sometimes I'll top off like the last little bit on mine. But yeah, this is like perfect for 3 days, saves you so much money, and you know it's always gonna taste how you want it to because you're making the coffee. So just thought I would throw that out there. I found it on Amazon, and I think it ended up being like 20 bucks or something like that, and it's held up pretty good because I've had it for, like I said, I think I got it 2 Christmases ago. So it's held up and worked great, and I have loved it. And yeah, so if you guys are interested, I could even look one up and like post it in the description box if you guys want me to, if you're curious about this guy. But anyways, let me read my devotions for the day, and then maybe we'll get ready to go to the gym. It's 9:30. I ate my breakfast, finished my coffee. Now I'm gonna go try to find the gym and get a quick little workout in. For my layover workouts, I just take my book and go walk for about 3 miles on the treadmill. I just got out of the shower. It's a little after 11 o'clock. I have my lunch that I warmed up in my Hot Logic. I have some lemon pepper chicken, and then it's not rice, but it's, I don't know if it's lentils or something along the lines of those. They're supposed to have more protein or whatever. So I tried those with this, and it's actually pretty good. And then some corn. But I don't need to start getting ready for work until closer to noon because our band's not till 1. So I have a little under an hour left to kill here. So I mentioned earlier that I have some life changes that are coming up. So April may very well be the last month that I am a flight attendant. That is because starting at the end of May, I'm going to be going to flight school through ATP, and ATP is a full-time flight school, so it just would not work for me to do that and also fly as a flight attendant. I'm waiting to hear back from my manager to see if I should make like a half schedule for May, because my brother is also getting married in May, so my plan is to just be done flying right before the weekend of his wedding, and then the next week is when I would start flight school. So I'm waiting to hear back from her to hear what I need to do in regards to that, if I should make a half schedule for May or if I should just be done at the end of April. So as I figure that out, I will be sure to let you guys know. I won't blindside you with all of a sudden being like, well, I'm done. But yeah, it's either gonna be end of April or mid-May, but we'll just see what my manager says. So anyways, that is the biggest life change. Probably gonna have to quit being a flight attendant, which is really sad. I did request a leave, but my company right now is being really strict on who they're giving leaves to, especially since summer flying is coming around, and they felt that my reason was not a good enough reason to have a leave. So I got denied that because my plan was to have a leave from work, and then if I needed to come back to flight attending in between going through school and finding a job as a pilot, that I could do that, but that's not gonna be the case, sadly. But anyways, so yeah, going to flight school, having to quit, those are the big life changes. But what I was getting at, since I have almost an hour to kill, I have been taking some courses. So ATP, they recommend that you take the private written exam before you start flight school. Just get it over with so that once you get into flight school, you can focus on flying and not having to study for a test. So we had to take 9 classes through them in order for them to endorse me to be able to take the test. So I just finished that 9th class on Tuesday, a couple days ago. So that's what I was saying. I was just so busy at home because I was doing so much school stuff with them, trying to get all those classes taken and all the reading and stuff done that I needed to do for those classes. So I just did not have time to be vlogging when I was getting back into school mode of like reading textbooks and studying and doing classes. So I've taken all the classes, but I have an app on my phone that I've been using to study for the test. So for the next hour, I'm gonna be studying because you have to score on that app. You have to score 90% or higher 3 times in a row in order for them to endorse you to take the test. So I am just studying a little bit more, making sure that I am good to go there so that I can knock this test out soon. But yeah, so for the next hour, I'm gonna eat my lunch, study a little bit, and then we'll get ready for day 2 of flying. It's 12:50, time to go downstairs to catch the van, but look at this. Can you guys see that? It is snowing outside. Was not anticipating on seeing snow this late into the year, just because that's not something that would ever happen where I live. It would never snow in April. So I'm sure some of you guys are used to snow in April, but yeah, definitely was not expecting the snow. It's not sticking or anything yet, but it is coming down pretty hard. So maybe they'll get a couple inches as the day goes on. But yeah, didn't think I'd be seeing snow today. You guys already know I picked my little window seat and had my snack and my iPad ready to go. We did have to get de-iced since it was snowing in Denver, so we had to pull over to the little de-ice station, and it was supposed to take us 18 minutes to taxi and take off, but it ended up taking us 38 minutes because of the whole de-icing situation. So we left 3 minutes early, but ended up getting in 30 minutes late because of that. So we had to go quickly to our next gate to work our flight to Palm Beach, which we had a flight attendant come on board that brought us these pins from, I guess, that she had made about the DC flight that crashed. So that was super sweet of her to give those to us. But we ended up leaving Dallas about 35 minutes late to get to Palm Beach and ended up getting in 30 minutes late to Palm Beach. Service is the same as it was on our flight to Denver. We do the drinks, the nuts, but we did have different meal options. There was this like pesto pasta salad or chicken enchiladas. And then also they've been testing out these sliders in French fries. So those were new. I hadn't seen those before. We just got to the hotel. It is a little after midnight. Originally, I thought I was just gonna get here and go straight to bed, but the crew wants to go downstairs and have a nightcap before we all go to bed. So I'm going to change my clothes and go downstairs for a quick drink. And then tomorrow, I don't think our hotel is on the beach, but I might see if there's a beach access close by because I would love to go to the beach. If not, I'll just have a pool day tomorrow. But we have a really long layover. It's like 19 and a half hours. We don't leave tomorrow until 6:15 p.m. is our van. So I'll have a lot of time tomorrow to get some sun. I can sleep in, which will be nice. So that's exciting. But let me change clothes and go grab a drink with the crew, and then we'll call it a night. So the hotel bar was closed by the time we got down there, so we ended up Ubering to an Irish pub a few blocks over. If you work in the airline industry, then you find this to be true, but crew members always find other crew members when they're out. So I think we ran into like 3 different crews that were out at that pub tonight. So one drink ended up turning into 3 a.m. and it is time for bed. So I'm going to wash my face, get in the bed. Luckily, I can sleep in tomorrow, and I don't really have any plans. The beach, there's not an access close to me. I would have to Uber, and it's not like crazy far away, but it's a decent Uber right away. So I don't think we're gonna do that. I think we're just gonna stick with a pool day tomorrow. So that's the plan as of right now. I'm gonna get some rest, and I will see you guys tomorrow for day 3, go home day. Good morning, it is day 3, go home day. Since I stayed out way later than I had originally planned last night, coffee is a necessity this morning because I did not sleep good last night. I think getting in so late, my body was just very confused why I was still even awake, and then didn't know what to do once I finally got in the bed. So yeah, I'm really tired this morning. I didn't sleep good. I was in and out of sleep all night. But luckily we don't have anything to do today, really. We won't fly until later this evening, and I'm just gonna go hang out at the pool. So maybe I can get a little nap in at the pool to kind of help with the lack of sleep that I got last night. But let's go find coffee, and then I will do my quiet time, and then we'll go have a nice little pool day. It's 12:30. I'm about to go head down to the pool. I'll be out there for probably at least an hour, but maybe a little bit longer. It just depends on if my skin feels like it's starting to burn or not. I haven't been out in the sun that much yet this year. It hasn't quite been warm enough to do that at home, so I probably won't be able to stay out there too long before my skin's like, okay, we've had enough, but we'll see how long we can last out there. The pool area was really nice, but it was so hot outside, so I ended up only staying out there for about 2 hours. It's 3 o'clock. I probably would have stayed out at the pool a little bit longer, but it was so hot out there, and the pool water was like bath water. Like the pool was hot. I got in because I was like dying, and I got in, and then I felt like I was suffocating. I was like, oh no, I can't do this. So I got out, sat in the shade for a little bit, and was like, I guess I'm gonna go inside. So I'm gonna take a shower, and then I might try to lay down for a little bit, see if I can get like a 30-minute to an hour nap in, because I am pretty tired, and it was way too hot outside for me to even attempt falling asleep. So yeah, we'll see if I can get maybe a little like power nap in, and then we're just gonna be hanging out until it's time to get ready for the van. I started a new book today because I finished my book last night before I fell asleep, so maybe I'll read some of this. But let me hop in the shower and then see if I can take a little power nap. It is 6 o'clock. I ended up staying in the bed till about 4:30, but I never actually fell asleep. I don't know why sometimes it's so hard for me to nap even when I'm really tired, but it was nice to just lay and close my eyes for a little bit. After that, I got up and ate my pasta, and then just played some games on my phone for a little bit until it was time to start getting ready. And now we have 15 minutes till van, just one final leg today. And the nice thing is that it's extremely light. I think we have like 110 seats open or something like that. So it's going to be a super easy boarding, a super easy deplaning, just super easy flight in general, which is such a gift on go home day, especially on the go home leg. So those are things flight attendants love to see on their last legs of their trip. But let me get my final few things I need to put into my bag in there, and then let's get this go home leg started. This airport looks more like an outdoor mall than it does an airport, but I get on the plane and I was looking at what's in the carts, and someone left the door open on that cart. So when I pulled it out, all the trays fell out and it made a huge mess. We wasn't happy about that. Then I couldn't find my snack basket. We weren't catered properly, so I also wasn't happy about that. Luckily, the people in my first class were super chill and were really nice about it. But once I finished getting them their drinks, I watched some of the Carolina Final Four basketball game, and then we landed. I just got to my car. It is 9:54. And we got in like 25 minutes early, which is amazing. We love that on go home leg. Lets me get home a little bit earlier, especially since I have my drive back to the house. But that was a good little trip to... So I'm editing this almost a week after the fact and didn't realize that the video audio stopped. It must have connected to my car, which is starting to really get on my nerves, because half the time when I'm recording in my car, it's fine, and the other half, it'll just do stuff like that where it like cuts off. My car wasn't even on, so I don't know what it was connecting to that would take away the audio from my phone. But basically, I think I was saying that I was going to be off for the next few days, and that every week this month I was going to be working Wednesday through Friday, and then I do have one Saturday that I'll be working. So you guys can most likely expect videos either on Mondays or Tuesdays of those trips until I figure out when my last flight will be. But yeah, I don't know why the audio just randomly cut out, and trying to remember what I said days ago is a little bit difficult. So yeah, that's all for this video. I will keep you guys updated with the flight school stuff as I learn more and what's to come in these next few weeks as I figure all of that out. As always, any questions, comments, whatever, put them in the comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!